With me now for reactions, one of the journalists who broke the story, the Wall Street Journal's Catherine Blunt. Catherine, thank you for being here. A shocking story. Just that very last point that Hillary made, that there may have been reluctance to change the algorithm because they could lose viewers, even though this horrible stuff was going on.
Yes, and this is a theme that we've reported in the past. It's something the company has struggled to wrap its arms around over the years. I mean, the algorithms work really well for regular users who are interested in a range of general content, helps them connect with things that they might find interesting. It does a lot to propel the revenue and profitability of both Instagram and Facebook. But to sort of pare down elements of the algorithm that could help control for some of this harmful content could have collateral damage. And there's been a lot of debate within the company about how much of that is appropriate given the business model.
Well, having reported for the Wall Street Journal myself, I'm interested in how this investigation began. Did you start out by wanting to dig into this particular area, or did it come up while investigating something else?
Absolutely. So my colleague and I first published a story back in June that really looked at Instagram because the platform's algorithms are especially good at linking people with niche interests with content that they might find interesting or engaging. And that works quite well if you say you're an enthusiast as it relates to building model airplanes or ships and bottles or something akin to that. It's a minority among users, and it can help you find that content very easily. But unfortunately, it works exactly the same way with people with, in this case, as we examined, pedophilic interests. This platform not only hosts pedophiles on the platform, but actively promotes communities that connect them. And so this investigation was an outgrowth of that. We wanted to test the way the algorithm would react if we gave it a very limited number of signals. So with these clean devices, we simply followed young preteen and teenage influencers, many of whom were in the athletic world, whether it be gymnastics or cheerleading. And even with that input alone, the algorithm detected that the clean devices acted similar to other accounts with pedophilic interests. And those accounts engaged with both sex-related content in a child context as well as adult sex content.
And how many, and the possibility, of course, and we got to make this quick last question, is what about the kids who were using this, who stumbled upon these horrible images?
Well, to be clear, these test accounts gave it such a limited number of signals that the intensity of the video streams that we saw were probably a bit more intense than a child might encounter. But the fact of the matter is that this is probably part and parcel to the experience a child might have on the app, or one that their parent might have if they run the account. Well,
it was a very important investigation. I'm glad you got to the bottom of it. There's still a lot of questions to be asked, though. Catherine Blunt for the Wall Street Journal, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.